Two, three. Recording is in progress. Good evening, y'all. It's a little late to the start, but it's because we had a big old long meeting today. It's day one, week one, day one. Hotel, Platoon, needs and weekends. That's us. I am your host, Jordan. We'll be doing the command line. Our challenges will be get poetry and practice with the pair. We might talk about that a little bit. We might do this one together. Who knows? The command line. What's the command line? Somebody? Anybody? Oh yeah, you get to talk and get recorded too, huh? Who's who's got it? There's not that many Navy people in here. You all should be volunteering.
The command line interface is a interface that was uh, I guess is the predecessor of the GUI interface, which is the graphical user interface, and it allows us to write commands in order to perform tasks on our computer.
Oh yeah, that's probably a better answer than I usually get. Generally, we get it is something that you can run commands on and interact with your computer. Uh, both of which are fair, but something to point out. I don't like clicking. I don't like clicking at all. I don't use my mouse very much. I've got a stupid trackpad here because I hate my mouse so much. I like Vim. Um, I won't be using Vim so much in this class because y'all get lost. I'll be using VS Code because that's what we teach. Um, I want you guys to use this as much as you can. I what I don't like to see is people going through VS Code and clicking through their windows and trying to find files and whatnot. It to me, and you can disagree, is very important to get somewhat of an understanding of what we're doing here in this terminal. It's not scary. It makes you feel cool when people don't understand it, but there's nothing crazy going on here. There's just simple commands that go up and down. Um, I have changed, if I change directory out, I'm at the base level. Yeah, this is my personal laptop. That's why you see stinking, where to go? Did I lose it? Oh yeah, Zomboid. That's a video game, y'all. It's just saved at the root level of my machine. Um, I keep my work on this machine in source, so I can change directories, and now I'm in there. And look, I got a real helpful little, bash output here that says, "Hey, you, that's me. This is the machine I'm on." This stuff gets real important when you start doing secure terminal shell access, whatever. We won't be doing a lot of that till later. You're in the source directory. How do I look around? LS. List the stuff in here. Oh, Platoon. Looks good. Well, what's inside of there? I could change directories. Platoon. How does Jordan type so fast? This is tab. If you don't use tab, I'm going to yell at you. Tab autocompletes. I won't yell at you. You're going to do it. You're all going to do it. I'm going to say like, all right, yeah, run your thing, and you're all going to. I'm going to just hit tab. If you start typing something out, tab is going to try and finish everything that is available to you. I've handled it. I've given it change directory. Guess what? There's only one directory. So if I hit tab, it's going to know immediately. Now we're in LS again. Look at all this stuff. How do I get into the temp directory? Nicole.
The temp directory.
Yes, it's right. It's right here.
Would you just do a cd temp?
Yes. And because also, if I want to go back, dot dot means go back one. Uh, because I'm on a Z shell or because it's a ZSH, I don't want y'all to get in the habit of doing this, but if you're curious why this works, I could just do this. That doesn't work all the time, and that can get you some trouble. So I wouldn't particularly get in the, I like using change directory so I know what I'm doing, but you can just give it a word and it will assume that's a directory. That can get a little dangerous if you're running an executable and you don't mean to or something like that. Let's use change directory to get around. But technically, it's not wrong to just type in the directory. It should go there. Let's actually pay attention to the lesson before I go too far off the rails. Check it out. The command line. As Cisco said, it is the predecessor of the graphical user interface. That kind of makes it seem like old, like we don't want to use that anymore. We got better. Well, all this is the only reason we've got a GUI or GUI, a GUI, is for people who don't know squat about computers to be able to interact with computers. That's all it's for. You can do a lot of what we're doing on a day-to-day basis within the GUI, but you can't do it as well. And there's a lot of things you absolutely cannot do. There's a lot of commands that are built in here that this is going to make some guesses about that you don't necessarily want. I would love to see us doing as much stuff in the terminal as we can. This is a crutch. This teaches you stuff about computers. This is for people who don't use computers. This will get you a basic understanding of how to navigate and how to utilize the stuff built into your machine to code, right? So let's try and get good at it. It becomes second nature real quick. What can I do in the command line? Anything. Anything your machine can do, you can do in the command line. I can boot up a video game in my command line. It won't work in the terminal, but it'll start it elsewhere. But that's all that's happening. When you double click on something, that's just running it. That's just executing it. What if you click on something that's not executable? Oh, the GUI doesn't know what to do with that, but we do. See that manage.py? You see how that's red? Why is it red? Well, it's because I can probably run it. And I can see it is executable. We're not going to get into the deep, dirty, nitty gritty here, but basically I can see that this file, manage.py, this X means for me, the user, Jordan West, I can read it, I can write it, I can execute it. For any other group on my machine, staff, they can read it and execute it. And all users, no matter what, if someone were to break into my machine and log in with their own thing, they could read and execute it as well. It's not very locked down, but that's something that could be double clicked, but we can also just run it from here. It won't do anything like this. It wants to be given a Python command, but don't worry too much about that. We can add a folder. We can remove a folder. We can list the contents. We've done a few of those things already. Anyone who's feeling froggy, do you know how to add or remove a folder without reading ahead? Or a file.
Make their
RM.
Yeah, both correct. Yes. For Linux-based machines, if you're on a Mac, you're on a Linux, makedir is going to be the way to get it done. I forget how to do it on a PC. Who's running a PC, by the way? Say I. It's not a bad thing. I just need to know.
Me. I'm on.
Hello, I am.
All right. Adam and Garrett,
Trying
no
to
one else?
remember. I think it
This is Art. I'm on a PC.
is it just MD.
Okay.
I'm on a PC as well.
Yeah, it might be MD. It might be MK, or I think the difference is, I think it's just bigger. Anyways, that shouldn't matter. We're going to be using WSL through our VS Code. Your machines should, for the most part, behave like my machine, assuming we set that up correctly. If we didn't, I'm working with you today. I don't care about these assignments. I care about making sure you're able to continue working. So I'm going to be fighting with that today if any of us have any issues. Again, today is a good day for, hey, Jordan, my stuff's not set up like yours. We'll try and get that squared away. I'm happy to help you fight that and get you to a point where you're able to do these assignments. This is not great recording content, but it's day one. All right, so yeah, add a folder. Make their new folder. I like lines. I don't like stuff like this. We don't have spaces for names and file names. We do this, right? You could, if you wanted to, do this. But look, that sucks. How do we get in there? I mean, bounce between them. I don't love it. Let's keep spaces out of our file names and folder names. You cause yourself so many issues that you do not want. So RM does delete a file. I'm in not the right place. I've got all kinds of junk here, but that's okay. RM, that deletes, remove. Oh no, it's a directory. Touch, by the way, that'll create a file. File there. Look at when it's all set up nice and clean. White tends to be file, yellow tends to be, at least for my setup, directories. Red is just different type of file. I can delete a file with rm file. It's gone. I can't delete the others. Why? Well, it tells us right here. It's a directory. If I want to know, if I want to do that, an rm rf. The reason we do this, R is, come on, Jordan, recursive. This means delete this and delete everything underneath it. The reason we can't just delete the directory is there's other stuff there. Where is it going to go? It's not going to be attached anymore. We're going to lose it. It's still going to exist, but we're going to be able to find it. R is saying, hey, delete this and delete everything inside of it. F is force. I'm pretty sure if we don't give it a force, they'll probably still delete it. But generally you give it the F to allow it to bypass any kind of permissions, things like that. Kill stuff, even if it's running, even if it's open, I don't care, delete it. Generally, you're deleting directories, you're RM, RFing, and then directory name. Get rid of that disgusting thing with a space in it. So add a folder, remove a folder, list contents, shows you ls, that list contents. There is ls-l to give you a little bit more about it, tells you when it was touched last, seeing how many bits or bytes are in it, who owns it, what they can do. Oh, D, that's a directory. We can definitely, see, because these colors don't necessarily mean anything. That's a lot of times you hop into something, it's just all white text. So it's nice to be able to know what is a directory. Also, if my screen isn't big enough, y'all have to tell me. I'm not working on that monster over there, but this is a decent sized screen. And I know sometimes y'all are on laptops. Just let me know. This isn't covered in class. Clear. It just gets rid of everything. Doesn't undo anything. It just gets rid of it. Gets it off there. So ls, look at stuff. LSL, look at it more. LSA, show hidden stuff. The only hidden stuff is nothing and the directory above. If you wanted to hide something, you do a dot. Oh, where is it? There it is. It's hidden. That just tells it not to show up when you're looking for it. You can do the same thing. You can hide folders and files on here, but you can find them real easy. Show hidden. How am I supposed to remember all that, Jordan? I don't know all that. What doesn't matter. Look, we're on the terminal. We got to get good and used to leaning on what we know. Generally, if you can do it from the terminal, you've got two different options. Man, which is like manual, and then you can give it a command. I typed man ls. Look at this. This is everything you'll need to know and more that's ever been written about ls, which is the list directory contents. That's what ls means. It's been around for a while. My arrows will get me up and down. My J and K will get me up and down. Oh man, look at all these. Craziness. If I want out, I hit Q. You can also help. Doesn't work on ls. Generally won't work on stuff that is built into bash. More often it's built into things that we've installed, like Python 3. Oh, look at all that. Generally stuff that you have installed from the internet, brought externally, stuff that's not baked into the metal of your machine. It'll have a help flag that you pass it. But it might actually have a man entry as well. So just try, just see, just look. Oh, and last but not least, navigate. All right, well, we didn't talk about move. I guess we're not talking about move today, but we can certainly move things. Make a temp directory. Oh, reverse time. Look, temp directory. If I wanted to move that manage.py file, I could move manage.py, tell it where to go. It's gone. Let's look inside of temp. There it is. I want to move it out. Where I'm standing, temp is at this level. So I could either enter the temp directory and move this or do something with it, or I could put temp in front of what I'm doing next and then get that file. // means, hey, up one, or just .. Dot means move it here. I moved manage.py back. You'll see me doing stuff like this all the time. You'll see the instructors doing it all the time. I don't expect you to remember everything I just taught you today. I expect you to try and use it and learn a little bit at a time. I said, at least weekly, I'm watching somebody else code and I ask, what the hell did you just do in your terminal? You'll never learn it all, but you can get pretty hot on it. What can I do with command line? We've kind of walked through these. I would like y'all to be able to do this on your own. As far as the command line is not a terminal. The terminal is not a command line. The terminal is something that opens a command prompt. This is iterm2. I, similarly, I don't really want to deal with all that. Open up VS Code right here. Opens up this big bad boy. This is what we're generally going to be doing. Everything that I just did in that terminal is on this terminal. Same spot. Oh, goodness gracious. We're looking at someone's exams. Look at that. It's all still here. It's all right here. I typed the word code. That means, hey, VS Code, run a command. Dot means create a new VS Code terminal right here. Notice this was in source code platoon temp. Oh, look at our file tree over here. We all tie it back together. This is everything that was in temp. All these random files and a temp directory within the temp directory. There's that hidden file. We can click on these, edit them directly, hit save. You know, they're good. We can move things around. We can create new files through this file tree, and sometimes that's helpful. I would encourage you, I would discourage you from doing that. Make sure you know how to do it here. And make sure you're able to understand where you're at in your files and what you're working on. You wouldn't believe how often somebody is not working on the thing they think they're working on. They're working on, they've copied a Git repository down twice, and they're working in one that they're not working on. And they're like, I saved it and it's not running. It's like, well, where are you working? And they'll be like, I'm right here at the top. Like, was that where you want to be? Often not. Get familiar with the terminal. We're going to be using it. And it's easy to get lost if you're not familiar with it. What we should all be able to do is step through this. I'll do it now. You can follow along if you've got a terminal open. I'm going to CD space. This is going to put me at the very top level. This is where all my stuff's hanging out. My applications, desktop, documents, downloads, libraries, movies, music, pictures, basically everything. Oopsie. If I were to get a file explorer open, just so we're knowing, it's pretty much all this stuff. Not necessarily my favorites, but like, you know, some of this top level stuff. If I want to create a, let's see, make a folder on the desktop called command line exercises. Inside that folder, make a folder called exercise 1. Well, where's the desktop? Yeah, it's right there. I can hop right in there. Great. Make a directory folder called command line exercises. There it is. Oh, there's my Valheim server. Inside exercise folder, or oopsies. No, inside that folder, make a folder called exercise 1. All right, so let's change directories into there. Make directory exercise. I misspelled the original folder. Sorry, y'all. Exercise 1, donezo. Inside exercise 1 folder, create an empty file called awesome.txt. All right, let's go in there. Touch awesome.txt. It's created. ILS. You'll catch me doing ls about 900 times a day because I like to see what I changed. I like to see where I'm at. Go back one directory and create another folder called exercise 2. How do I do that? How do I go back a directory?
Dot.
Yeah, dot.
Dot, dot. Dang it, that works.
That's
That shouldn't work though.
or
Dot, dot,
CD dot dot.
CD
forward
dot dot.
slash.
Absolutely. Yeah, all those are good. This works because ZSH is very helpful. All right, cool. I'm up one. Now, create another folder. We sure know how to do that. Oh, look at that. I can tab, complete that even. You get snazzy at stuff you want to do. But anyways, yeah, exercise 2, donezo. Create 2 empty files. Change them to the exercise 2 directory. Let's go in there. 2 empty files called MyPlatoon Python and MyPlatoon JavaScript. Well, I can just touch. Can I run them both? Does this work?
Yes.
Hey, look at that. Yep, list, I've done that. Change back into exercise 2. Delete exercise 2 folder. How do we do it? Somebody who hasn't answered yet. I feel like we got a lot of answers. Adam? How do I delete exercise 2?
I'm unsure, but I was looking through the man ls for it.
All right. I'll give you a hint.
What's the hint?
I'm sharing my screen, aren't I?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Sorry.
So
I
I
want to
was
make
looking at
sure.
my thing. Oh,
How do I
hello.
delete it? Yep. How do I delete a folder?
You touch. No?
What?
Oh my gosh. Okay, and I looked at the wrong terminal and associated with that what is minus RF after?
That's right. RMRF. Whoopsies. Oh no, it doesn't. It's autocomplete. What's going on here? It can only autocomplete what it knows, right? Because there's an exercise 1 and exercise 2. If you're on a bash terminal, it would stop right here. Since we're on ZSH, if I keep hitting tab, it'll bounce between them. That's very helpful. And then when you hit enter, you gotta hit it a second time. Was anything interesting here? I don't want to blast
Hey, I
through
have a
this.
random question for you.
What's up? Yeah,
iTerm, I'm on my work a MacBook right now, and I have my personal one next to me. But do you use iTerm at work? Because I was kind of hesitant to download that with giving it access to certain things.
I use iTerm at work every day. I love it.
So you think so you're like, all right, good to go then. Well, generally, I was like looking up security stuff with it, so it looks cool. It looks like better than what I have right now, so I wasn't sure.
I would call it. I'm not sure what you're using. Generally, with Mac, iTerm is step 1 of getting a brand new Mac is download iTerm 2. There's lots of other things. I don't consider iTerm 2 very heavy. It's extremely light. It doesn't have a lot of bells and whistles. There's not much going on here. It's pretty straightforward, simple, barely just a slightly better version of the command prompt. I like iTerm 2 a lot. Some of the big things it does for me is I'm able to split it up, bounce around a lot, do things that I could do in Vim, but a little bit faster. Yeah, iTerm 2, highly suggested. I like
Okay.
it.
Cool. Thanks. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, no problem. No, it's a good question. We used to do, day 1 used to be step through install fest with you guys. Now we try and get that done during before y'all get here. So I don't know what all y'all should have unless things change. All right, it's driving me nuts. That's the first lecture. Let me just stop recording because I've gone way off the rails on this, and people